When it comes to playing Hearthstone, I know that I am truly gifted. Oh, what? Was that too easy of a pun? Was that low-hanging fruit? I guess I should have made a Dark Gift joke about Harry Potter or something. I mean, I have the wand. And with a magic flick of my wrist, you too will also subscribe to the YouTube channel as we take a look into what exactly is going on with Dark Gift Warlock. Because there has been a lot of conversation surrounding this list. It's been about a week since it's been buffed, and I have finally decided to sit down with the deck and try it myself. Warlock is not exactly sitting in the greatest position right now, and I have kind of a story I want to tell about Dark Gift Warlock. But as of right now, Warlock is sitting at a 44%, not exactly doing the greatest, and the reason why Warlock even has this high of a win rate is due to all of the Yorlock decks. The Ancient of Yor control Warlocks are very good right now, and even the Curse Campaign nerf did not really prevent this deck from going down in popularity. It's still very popular for Warlock, but there has been a ton of experimentation with Dark Gift Warlock. So where exactly is it sitting at the Diamond through Legend metagame? It's sitting at the bottom. It is still sitting at a 45% win rate, but it is significantly better than where it was originally, so that is something we have to keep in mind. While Imbue Priest is... Well, Imbue Priest, I don't think this deck's gonna get any better unless they buff 3 more cards in it. I don't know. The metagame just doesn't really seem very volatile for Imbue Priest to do well. So, what about Diamond through Legend? Diamond through Legend, Dark Gift Warlock is still... It's at least there, right? Like, the only way that you're gonna see an archetype pop up at this high of a rank within the game is only if the deck was that popular for the data to actually pick it up. So there were enough people that were playing Dark Gift Warlock and trying to experiment with it, trying to find the best list. And it turns out, I think I have the list that is the go-to, that even top Legend players, top 1,000 Legend players were even giving this list a chance, and we're having pretty decent success with it. And there's just so many lists. Like, I was thinking about the best way to describe talking about the evolution of the deck list for Warlock, but I really can only do it by showing you guys the final list. So one thing I want to point out about the lists and how they are different is that there are a lot of decks that are trying to go for like a control win con and like more combo, so that way you can play the Dryad in order to draw the Wallow, and you can add other cards like Ceaseless. I think Ceaseless and Ziliax are way too greedy in my opinion, but depending on the metagame, you can get away with cards like this. Like, if you're sitting at Diamond through Legend, or if you haven't even hit Legend yet, then you could easily play a deck that has Ziliax or Ceaseless Expanse, because you're going against more opponents that are more likely going to trade, and they're not going to focus on killing you quickly. They're going to focus on taking over your board and then killing you, instead of finding like the sweet in-between of towing both of the lines, where if you have lethal, you're going to go for lethal versus just making a bunch of trades. So Dark Gift Warlock has a lot of minion-based decks, but there have been other versions of this deck that are starting to emerge. But even in Legend, all of the decks are not performing above a 50% right now. This is just the sad truth about Wallow Warlock, is that the lists that you are seeing are just not that good competitively. However, if you take a look at HS Guru, it is pretty much saying the exact same thing about Wallow Warlock, but at Diamond through Legend, you are noticing that it almost has a 50% win rate. I don't know why the data is different, but it is. Wallow Warlock is doing decent at Diamond through Legend, but the moment that you take a look at top 1,000 Legend, it has almost completely disappeared. But if you take a look at all the minimum games, we have Wallow Warlock sitting as the second worst deck according to the data, and Mill Warlock data cannot be trusted, so therefore Wallow Warlock is the worst deck, even below Imbue Priest. So it's funny what data can show us depending on where exactly you see the data. But again, there are so many lists. There's so much experimentation that is happening with this archetype. There are people playing Glacial Shards, Rotten Heart Dryad. Like, there's just a lot of cards that really don't seem to make a difference in the list. And now I'm going to show you guys what I believe is the good list. Here it is right here. This is a list that came out from the Chinese scene, where they are running specifically cards like Demonic Studies, Sketch Artist, as well as Foreboding Flame. These are the identifying cards of this good list, and honestly, there are some very good justifications behind these cards in particular. Now, before I talk about the list, I want to tell you guys a little quick story about Dark Gift Warlock, because I never wanted to play this archetype. ever. When I was doing the Theorycraft event, we had to, you know, come up with a bunch of different ideas, and Wallow Warlock just didn't really seem like something I wanted to try. I was gonna give it a try once the Tavern Brawl came out, the early access Tavern Brawl, but then I never opened my Wallow. I legitimately never opened the card, and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to play it anymore because it was like one of the only legendaries I didn't get. Then when the Emerald Dream was officially released, Gift Warlock was completely a joke. It's like, why would I even play it when the deck literally has like a 30% win rate? And then after the buffs happened, I was still like, I'm not really sure if I want to try this deck. And then, guys, I finally tried it. And I kid you not, I had so much fun playing this list right here, the same list that we just saw on the top 1,000 data. And I'm going to give you guys one simple reason why I had a lot of fun with this deck. Your decisions matter. Your choices actually matter at the end of the day from almost the very beginning of the game, because a very simple basic example that I can give. Creature of Madness. Do you always play this on turn 2, or would you rather tap? And that is a question that is very much dependent on what matchup it is. If your opponent has a 1-drop, there's a lot of things that go into, do I even care about having the 2-3 curve? Would I rather just discover a bunch of Dark Gift cards, and then on turn 4, I can play Overgrown Horror in order to discount all of those cards? Maybe I just want to keep tapping and I want to get a bunch of cards in my hand to go up against the aggro deck that maybe will be weak against the table flip that I play up against them. There's honestly a lot of moving pieces with this deck, and when I finally decided to sit down and try it, I ended up going 5-0 around like 4K Legend, not really that impressive. But the fact that this deck was able to squeeze out wins the way that it was, you guys will see in the game clips coming up ahead that there were some times where it was like, did you even choose the right Dark Gift, Clark? I mean, aren't you always supposed to choose Charge whenever that it's offered to you? I mean, Charge is Charge. You can't win with this deck without hitting the Wallow with Charge. So there's just a lot of little things like this where it's like, am I going for the combo at the moment? Am I going for board removal? Am I going for tempo? And that's really the big issue with this deck, and why I believe it doesn't have that good of a win rate is because this is not a very simple concept to understand, let alone to execute. So if we look at the cards that are most often kept in the mulligan, you are most likely going to keep cards like Creature of Madness, Demonic Studies, Avant-Garden, and Raptor Herald. You know, your Dark Gift cards. This makes the most amount of sense because these are the cards that you usually are going to have the most consistency out of. But what if I told you cards like Ultralisk Cavern are usually the most important card in these types of matchups, because cards like Ultralisk Cavern can not only help you get rid of a bunch of 1/1s, it gives you some very necessary healing out of Consume. Suddenly your Nidus Worm is very, very valuable, because if you have the location already on the field, this can almost be a 3-mana gain 16. And there's also just the fact that you don't need to go as fast as you think you need to with a deck like this. This is one of those decks where, since you have the Ultralisk Cavern plus the Eternal Layover clear, you have the option to not just go full Unga Bunga tempo. You have some honest to God strategies that you can take. You have different curves that you can enact. It just depends on what exactly your opponent is doing, and this is literally the concept of developing your own tempo while removing your opponent. So this is just exactly what a tempo deck needs to do, but you need to be able to figure out, when do I remove? When do I go for board development? When do I go for that very needed face damage, if ever, if I'm just gonna kill with Wallow? And one other thing that I haven't even talked about with this deck yet is what exactly is going on within the deck list, as in, like, why are we running cards like Eternal Layover and Eat the Imp? Because cards like this are very powerful just by themselves. You know, drawing 3 cards, destroying a minion, you're probably going to do that a lot. But there is a synergy within Wallow that you need to be aware of if you're going to play this deck to its most optimum efficiency. And that key thing to keep in mind is that the Dark Gift, the Reborn, and is reborn with full health and enchantments. That means that if you have a Wallow with Charge and Wind Fury and Reborn, if you attack twice and then kill the Wallow, it will come back with Charge and with Divine Shield and Wind Fury, because that's what the enchantment Dark Gift does. No matter what enchantments you give to it, it'll come back with those buffs. So you very easily can attack up to 4 times with your Wallow, maybe even 6 times. Well, actually, no, you can't do 6 times, because keep in mind, it's not just Reborn. It's not the Reborn that you're giving it from the Eternal Layover. It's the specific Dark Gift that allows you to keep the enchantments that allows the Wallow to attack multiple times. So this win condition is another reason why a lot of people really started looking into this deck, and I think I've given you guys a decent amount on how to get started, but this really is one of those decks to where the more that you play it, the more you understand it, and the more you understand it, the more you can actually meaningfully win with it instead of just playing 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and 4-drop. The last thing that I'll say about this deck is why the demonic studies? Why the foreboding flame? You can get another dark gift discovery so you can keep juicing that wallow, or in case your card draw just isn't there, you can kind of use what's available. It's also very good off of the sketch artist because the only shadow spells in the deck are going to be your demonic studies and your table flip. And the Foreboding Flame, even though it's a card I don't particularly enjoy, you do have Demonic Studies and you do have Shadow Flame Stalker as like ways of generating demons. And every now and again, the Dark Gift minions that you discover will also be demons, so you can kind of lean into that synergy a little bit. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of Foreboding Flame, and I don't think any of the clips coming up ahead really showcase this card being particularly nutty. So there might be an argument to cutting it, but for now, I'm just playing the list as is. And don't forget, with the flick of my wrist, you guys will also like this video, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then also check out the Twitch channel, because we've got something pretty cool coming up this next month. It's gonna be another subathon. I'm officially announcing it, but we'll be talking over details over on the Twitch stream. So thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this deck breakdown, and we'll see you for the next video. I feel like I'm supposed to keep the demonic stuff. I really don't like this card personally, but every single list is running demonic studies and Foreboding Flame. That way there's a better chance for sketch artists to pull the table flip, and depending on how many cards I have in hand, I can play the temporary copy. Okay, that's a really good start. (63% win rate with 54 games. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Still talking about the rainbow DK. Just being a demon is kind of important, right? Wallow, Warlock, let's go. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that, I was reading that as Waluigi, and I was like, Wallow. Waluigi. Waluigi, Wallow, Warlock. Discover a demon, make a copy, and then coin this. I don't know, dude, the reason why I don't want to play the table flip here is because I could play this, draw the other table flip, and if I don't, then I could still play this for 1 mana. Ooh, that's annoying. You think we ever get lucky? You think it's ever not counterspell? Okay. We also low rolled the table flip, which really sucks. Okay. Solid turn. I just really wish we got the extra copy of the table flip.
HELLSCREAM, the best Hearthstone player that ever lived.
It's like actually insane how different this game would be if I just hit table flip. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have just misplayed. Because I could have played 8-8, right? Because it would have been discounted by 2. Wait, no, it only would be discounted by 1. No, 8-8 was wrong. Actually sad how close to lethal this is. I mean, even though we low rolled, still working. I mean, Brain Masseuse coming in clutch. Thanks, mate. At this point, I just need to find Charge Wallow and I win. Hi, Tippa. Yo, let's chill. Yo, let's calm down. Okay, never mind. No, never mind. You can go back to go back to sucking at the game. All right, there we go. There, see, second table flip can't be clutch. This is just weird mid-range Warlock. Wallow definitely better than Imbue. Oh, I agree with that. I agree. I feel like Imbue Priest is definitely worse than Wallow, but this is Menagerie Priest. A little bit different. Okay, doesn't matter what the secrets are. Whew. Not bad. All right, not bad for a first game. There's a lot of random demons that find their way into the hand. Like, I really do not like Foreboding Flame. And we're gonna have to keep it to see how good this card actually is. In fact, I think I damn near keep this entire hand. Maybe I don't keep this though. Yeah, I don't like the idea of keeping this, but everything else can stay. Like, I really don't like Foreboding Flame in this deck. But we gotta test it before we talk shit about it, right? So let's see what happens when we play for tempo. Like, if I just curve out my hand, is that better than, like, being greedy and, like, tapping? Fractured Power would be better than Foreboding Flame. The only issue with that is that Foreboding Flame's discount can carry over to more cards. While, like this is better later on, Fractured Power becomes useless the later the game gets. If you don't like play it on turn 2, it feels like a detriment. Yo, Kibler coming in with the raid right as I'm playing Dark Gift Warlock. How does he know? How does he know when we're playing the fun deck? Good to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome. This is our second game on Dark Gift Warlock. I have no idea if this deck is good or not, so let me throw a couple games before I tell you guys how good it is. We played Armored Demon Hunter. We played Octazari Armored Demon Hunter, so we did something based with it, and we did pop off the combo. It uses Zakali Flamemancer, so it's definitely spicy. But how are the rogue shenanigans? I noticed that we were playing a Tez rogue. I'm not really sure what the main win condition was, but I saw Rokara. Definitely means some fun shenanigans are happening. Okay, I need some more good cards before I throw down the Horror. I do have a removal turn, but this is still a decent chunk of damage that I really do not want to be taking. Maybe I do have to play this into this just to contest tempo. But the only other line is like tap into this to set up this for later. Yeah, I just have to play for tempo right now. I don't like doing this, but we're kind of struggling. These secrets are not very good. Is this current deck your current favorite Wallow Warlock? Here's the thing about Wallow Warlock. Every single deck that I find, the stats are awful. The stats are just bad on this deck because this deck, it's fun, it's interesting, but it's just not powerful. It has moments where it does really insane turns, but when you compare it to the rest of the meta, this deck is not consistent. There are too many, you know, pieces that move that aren't consistent enough to rely off of to consistently, you know, maybe climb to Legend with this deck. But from what I've seen, this list has the most going for it because it's not just play Dark Gift and pass turn. You have other decisions that you can make. So that way now I can be like, all right, I'm gonna just play Dark Gift and end turn. Because it's pretty good here. Ooh, why did it have to be this one? I mean, I guess we have to pick Charge because Wallow. But there's a lot more, okay, none of these are good. Random card. That's honestly not that bad. But there's just a lot more to work with in this list. I really like the idea of the one sketch artist try and draw table flips, and if it doesn't draw table flip, then you have demonic studies to help you discount and set up more meaningful next turns. So I don't know. I think it's okay. The most meta deck, as for you, if you're wanting to know what the best deck of the meta is, it depends on when you play, honestly, or what server you're on. Simply put, though, I'll be putting out a top 5 deck video tomorrow. I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon. I'm going to record that video, and then we'll post it on YouTube tomorrow. And also, by the way, we have all these brand new people with us. We're also doing a charity stream tomorrow. That's what the title's about. Okay, next turn we have double 8/8. So as of right now, we're just kind of fighting for tempo. Maybe Dark Gift is actually better here, but now, oh man, double 8/8 is just so tempting. I think I have plenty of time, right? Maybe I should roll it. How many minions in the deck? I kind of have to just go with double 8/8, right? I really just want to go for Wallow, though. I don't think double 8/8 actually matters.
My God, how did he do it? Large HELLSCREAM.
Okay, wait, this puts the Wallow on top of my deck. Ah, crap. He's gonna do the Ursul thing. Maybe double 8/8 was just better to play around that. I actually did not consider playing around the extra 10. But that, wait, no, Wallow's just lethal. I forgot about the stat buff. No, this was 100% correct. Wait, this was 100% correct. I'm a genius. Never question me again. I'm actually a genius. I'm so stupid that I'm smart. It's truly amazing being this gifted. This is the second best card to keep in this matchup. I mean, I'm not gonna keep both of them. But I feel like in this matchup against Warrior, you just want to curve out your Dark Gift cards, right? So that's at least curve. Is Table Flip a Shadow Spell? Yes, your Shadow Spells are Table Flip and Demonic Studies. Well, I have 8/8. Yeah, Consumes are not Shadow Spells, by the way. Oh, yo, Dragon? All right, dude, we have a lot of Dark Gift cards. This is going pretty well. We have to pick Charge. I mean, we... This being able to attack a minion, though, wait a minute. This Optimus Zeus is kind of broken, actually. Like, I could just kill that minion now. Deals 3 damage to all minions, right? No, Death Rattle deal 3 damage to enemy minions. Okay, so this would die. Do I keep discovering? I think so, because we're not worried about dying, because we have 16 healing straight up in hand. Wait a minute. Wait, how does this work with making a copy? Let's find out. Do both go on top of my deck? Oh, wait. Okay, all right. That's nuts. That's pretty goated, not gonna lie. Dude, if he just storms the board, unga bunga. Funny little interactions, huh?
Find me in the tree.
Okay, this is I mean, dude, 4 mana, 9/11. It's with taunt and lifesteal. I don't know, dude. I don't think I could say no to that. Dude, at this point of the game, like, this just goes hard. I mean, it does get traded off, though. Maybe it's not the greatest idea. I could just do Ultralisk into Discover. Spell Damage Druid is what I've crafted again. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Spell Damage Druid at top Legend ranks. I am not really interested in the deck. But I have definitely heard about it. I mean, Reborn. We want to show off the Reborn interaction, and in this matchup, it does matter. So let's do it this way. Spell Vomit, it's not fun. I mean, I feel like if you like OTK decks, Spell Damage Druid is exactly what you want. But I don't know, dude. I've been burnt out by good Spell Damage Druid, and they're going back to running Incendious. It's cool to see a pro player play that kind of deck, but I really just don't want to have to sit there and be part of it. Just tap into Brood is just probably the only thing that's worth doing here. So Wallow has Charge. It doesn't have any discounts, and it doesn't have Wind Fury. Have I ever played Super Meat Boy? No, but I know the game. Wait, actually, have I played it? It's like super ridiculously hard platformer game. It's very unforgiving. You are literally a Meat Boy, and you get ground up a lot. Okay, this might be harder than I think. Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I definitely know Super Meat Boy. Okay, the issue with playing Table Flip is that those hatches 6/6s. Yeah, I want to find Layover. I can't really dig through my deck, though. Wait a minute, this deals octuple damage to this. This is dealing 8. What headphones do I use? That's a good question. I have the box around here somewhere. They're Razer headphones. Here's the box. They're Razer Kraken V3 Pros. Honestly, they're probably a bit more, I don't want to say expensive, but they're a bit like more expensive with less payoff. I would argue just getting like the regular one. Let's get Wind Fury here. Summoning a copy? Nah, attack is just probably better here. I don't want the Hydra. We have this with Reborn as well, which is kind of nuts. We have a lot of options here. We just, oh no, he's playing this deck. Oh wait, is that a problem? Wait. That's really annoying how the damage is gonna hit me after the lifesteal would pop off. Guys, he apologized. Oh no. Oh, he's trolling. Oh, I thought he was being genuine. Oh, is it? At least he's honest about it though, right? Let's see, I don't have another dark gift option here. Is it just always Turbo Queen? Or do I draw cards? Wait, no, here's what I think we do. No, we don't draw cards. Shit, I think I just have to play Queen. I think I waited too long. I think I just waited too long. This is fine. We still have big charge Chumbawamba, but we need Wind Fury. If we can get Wind Fury or like a discount, then we're chilling. But we do have the discount. So all I really need is like a couple more dark gift cards. Low key, maybe one more dark gift card. Put some oil into the fire. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Wait, hold on. Is this just still lethal? It's almost lethal, mate. Wait, hold on. Play this. Then eat the queen. Table flip. Raptor. Wind Fury? Damn it. Oh, wait, no, you're right. Wait, why didn't I wallow into Eat the Imp? Wait, that's totally something that you could, yeah, that was lethal. Wait a minute. Shatter, you're actually so much smarter than me. I was trying to do some, oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy. Oh, jeez. Oh, I done goofed. Now I'm just gonna have to go hard. I'm gonna have to make the harder OTK. All right, come on, I need Wind Fury. There it is, there it is. I guess I could just stress test it a bit more now, right? Putting it back on top of the deck gets rid of the discount. I don't wanna do that. Now Wallow is 3 mana. Now I'm not stressed, I'm just unfamiliar, dude. Like, I'll go ahead and admit it, dude. I'm not the greatest every single time I pick up a new deck. It takes me a moment. Sometimes it takes me a minute to really learn the deck, to play it perfectly. Oh shit, I didn't do this fast enough. Case in point, guys. Honestly, that is probably a card I want to take out of the deck. Because now there's a 50-50 on table flip. This deck needs a Black Knight? What do you mean, dude? I could just discover a Black Knight. Oh, wait, am I dead? Wait, did I throw? Yeah, layover works with Wallow. I'm well aware. That's like the whole reason why we're setting this up. Because we're trying to show off the layover interaction. Wait. I'm pretty sure this is lethal. Because this summons a copy. Wait, where's my 2/2 copy? It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. It legitimately don't matter. Okay, all right, I was freaking out over none. I thought I had a copy, but it just turns out the copy's right here. So the reason that this happens, in case you're confused, is because we chose the Dark Gift, Reborn and keeps enchantments. That last part is very important. Because it keeps the enchantments, it comes back with all the Dark Gift modifications that you gave it. So that's why it works with Eternal Layover. 3-0 with this deck, dude. I don't know what else to say. Dark Gift Warlock kind of smacking right now. I can't believe we really made it to Dark Gift Warlock. Yep, finally started doing it, man. I'm just gonna keep the Dark Gift and go for tempo and see what happens. I mean, dude, the thing that really sucks is that hovering over the card, it always feels like there's something it's not telling you. I'm never confident what the game is spitting out to me. Gotta have a notepad open to check what gifts you've got. Yeah, honestly, though. It doesn't show the 2/2 copy on hover. I think everything else shows. And see, that's the point, man. I totally believe you in saying that. I would not be surprised if that actually is what's happening. Coining feels like an overreaction. We do have table flip that's gonna pretty much stay at this mana cost. Yo, Pixie! Is that how you pronounce that? Good to have you here. 6 hours of stream already. Yeah, dude, I wasn't planning on going this long, to be honest. I'm already playing this deck longer than I thought I would. I thought I would 0-2 crash out with this deck. But here we are winning games. This would have been the perfect draw if I knew it was coming. Divine Shield, Wind Fury. The one thing you gotta balance with this deck is picking cards for Wallow versus picking cards because they're good. I don't really care too much about another monkey. I mean, this discounts table flip. Charge Viper seems to be the nuts. Why would I choose Charge Viper? I already I mean, I guess because the charge is important, but it's like I need to survive more than anything. But and then again, not choosing charge is just kind of sus, right? Yeah, why would I not choose charge? I don't know. Something is telling me this might be better. I could do this into this and help remove, and it's maximum tempo. This actually might be the correct play because it helps me maintain. And this is like the weird line that you have to toe, right? Because if I was just going for value, I just keep discovering dark gifts. Good time to just throw this out and get the value. Also helps me thin out the deck. Sure. Any reason other than Demonic Studies? From what I'm seeing, Demonic Studies is just good because you're going to find random demons and you need to fill out your turn somehow. I'm not in love with it, but I'm starting to understand it. Well, that's funny. Gotta do this for charge because we forgot it earlier. So now the Wallow's on top of the deck. I got some intel that clearance promoter can reduce Yggdrasil to 7 and make the combo possible again. That's a bit too much setup, though. It's definitely doable. I feel like Yggdrasil Paladin's still fine. It's just not giga turbo broken anymore. Zavis? It's honestly really good for the curve here. If I can get another attack buff, I think I can win with Wallow next turn. So Wallow's gonna be 26 if I go with this. But then again, dude, that Overgrown Horror, I low-key want to play. I could just keep the Wallow at the top of the deck. Yeah, sure. Make the Wallow even larger. Have I seen the new Location Warlock? I have noticed it. I haven't played it yet. Maybe I make a new video on Location Warlock. And that's kind of like my personal question at the moment is like, dude, I have so many decks I could talk about. What do I even talk about? And I feel like Location Warlock, the reason I'm not gonna really do too much with it is because it's a deck that's existed, and maybe there's a newer deck that I could talk about that no one's seen before and they would be more interested in. So that's kind of my thought process on whenever I like look at new decks and why I get very easily bored by older decks, because I've already played it. I've already done it. Is it still good? Maybe. Probably. Let's talk about Imbue Priest. Now let's not get crazy. I do have some lines I don't cross. Oh, that's depressing. The copy might actually matter. No, I still need to play this minion because I need something on the field. Okay. If copied Wallow, if reborn, still 2/2, yes, it still comes back as a 2/2 because that is the enchantment. That would usually matter if you didn't have the other one that was already big charge minion anyway. So it evens out. Yo. Wait, so it summons a copy. It's not, oh, it's so close, dude. If I had Eat the Imp right now, this would be lethal. Have an idea. Let's get some healing, shall we? Dude, can the game hear me? I said that I needed a card, and it literally didn't get rid of the card that I needed. Ain't that something? All right, now there's no way that I'm dead, right? No way I'm dead, right? Like, he needs to kill me right here, right now. Otherwise, we kill him. Wait, chat, what if... For content, what if I, have to... Oh, damn, wait, never mind. I was gonna be like, what if I lose the rock, paper, scissors? Pretty sure this is still lethal. Yeah, this is still lethal, dude. If I lose the rock, paper, scissors, do I have to concede? Okay, hold on. Would he be is he a Redditor? I don't feel like this guy's a Redditor if he's playing this deck. I'm gonna say he's going with scissors. And for that reason, I'm going with rock. He's not gonna throw out paper. He's gonna be a scissors gamer. All right, we're both rock gamers. What's important here is that I didn't lose. But let's see. This is definitely, for sure, turbo lethal. Because now we can eat the imp this and it'll come back with Wind Fury and all that deliciousness. Do I even, yeah, okay, I need it. Yeah, I definitely still need it. Isn't this just a little neat interaction, huh? Dude, how am I 4-0 with this deck? I gotta give it one more for the 5-0. I usually like playing a deck 5 times to figure it out. We went 0-1 when I was testing off stream, and then I didn't try it again. And now here we are 4-0, dude. This deck is like actually kind of fun.